it's Presley at ActOutGames.com here, and today I wanted to talk about headcanons, and more specifically LGBT plus headcanons. So I'm a huge fan of headcanoning and fanon and fanfic and stuff like that. So obviously I've had my fair share of headcanons for all the different fandoms I'm in, and I want to talk a little bit about some of more of the issues that kind of come along with headcanoning. But first of all, I want to talk about why we being the LGBT community, make headcanons. So this could be a really long rant, but the basis of it is we don't live in a perfect world where everyone is represented in the media. We live in a world where being cisgender and heterosexual and heteroromantic is the norm, and almost any character on TV is that. So we make headcanons for those people and for people who aren't really confirmed either way, so that we can feel represented and we can have someone like us in the media. Because it's definitely something that's really important, is to see someone like us. And the Gina Davis Foundation has a really cool slogan, which is, if she can see it, then she can be it. Which works for not just girls seeing themselves represented as really smart, like engineers and stuff like that, but it also works for LGBT people. Because if you don't have someone that shares an identity with you anywhere in the media, you might feel left out and like you're the only kind of person like that, and you're not normal, when you're really just a perfectly fine person and the media is very biased. So that's why we headcanon, and we definitely do it a lot. So there's also some reasons that you shouldn't headcanon that I'm going to touch on later, because that could be a very controversial thing. But I also want to talk a little bit about hating on headcanons, which is normally not okay at all. It's terrible to do. So the main headcanon that I've been seeing a lot of hate on is it's more of a theory than a headcanon at this point, but it is that Marco from Star vs. the Forces of Evil is a trans girl and will come out and transition over the course of the series. And I love that theory, and I even support it, but there are so many people dedicated to hating on Red, who created the theory, and everyone who supports it, and is just really upset because a lot of people, a lot of trans women have said that Marco, in her current stage in the show, reminds them a lot of themselves. So obviously that seems like something that they should totally be viable to headcanon. And even if it doesn't actually become canon, it's still a really good theory and a really good headcanon. So hating on that is so bad, and that stands for nearly every single headcanon. And now we get to the very controversial part, which is why you might not want to headcanon that thing. And this is going to sound kind of mean. Please don't click away. I have a reasoning for it. I have my notes. I will explain it. But the first thing is, if the LGBT community miraculously gets some really good representation in a show, and that's just like absolutely amazing, and then someone headcanons this character as like straight or cis, and that is the main really upsetting headcanon you probably shouldn't do. And the reasoning for that is we're finally getting representation, and this person is now confirmed to be gay or trans or something like that, and we really want to kind of latch onto that identity. And if people start headcanoning them as cis and erasing our representation fully from this show, then that's definitely very it's like definitely a microaggression, and it's kind of saying that I like this character, and I don't want them to be gay or trans, because that's bad, is kind of what that feels like, especially when they're confirmed to be that way. And this would normally, if we lived in a perfect world where everyone got representation, it would be the same way for anyone whose gender or sexuality or romanticism was confirmed on the show. But it's not like that anymore. We just have a very biased thing. So when we get that rare bit of representation and people kind of try and take that from us, and that's really bad. And that's the main cause of actually harmful headcanoning. And, like, don't attack someone, don't go witch hunt someone who does that. Just kind of explain to them why, hey, that might not be a good idea. But yeah, that's just the main reason. I just want to talk about headcanons really quickly, because there's been a lot of discussion about them, and I really wanted to kind of get my opinions out there and hopefully change some people's minds while doing it and end some of the hate over headcanons in different fandoms. There's a lot of them when there's lots and lots of headcanoning hate. But one of my favorite things is that usually in fanon, we just agree. Like, there's a few headcanons that we just agree on, and those become basically canon. And that's really, really cool. So I want to encourage all of you guys to go to whatever fandom you're in and spread some positivity. Tell people about how awesome their ships and headcanons are, or go read a fanfic and leave a good comment, as well as tell me in the comments what your favorite headcanon is from what show. I'm really, really interested to see what you guys have to say. And I do realize this sounds really, really double standardy and bad, and yeah, I mean, I kind of gave a little bit of an explanation for it. And like I said, if we lived in a miraculous world where everyone was represented and diversity was celebrated, I would totally not say it's not okay to change anyone's identity that's already confirmed on the show or the book or whatever. But it's just something that sometimes people have to do to get a small bit of representation. I'm really, really sorry if that sounds really bad. Hopefully I got my point across okay. If you have any questions or if you have anything that seemed kind of weird, tell me about it in the comments below, and I will be sure to respond to you with kind of like what I meant or something like that. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.